Get a £5 free bet every week with Offer Club from William Hill. Simply stake a total of £20 or more across the week on pre-match football accumulators with 4 or more selections, and you'll get a £5 free bet on the Friday. Join William Hill Offer Club on mobile or online now.
Sunny Donnelly, IFL TV in association with Macklin's Gym Marbella. I'm in Mayfair today for the press conference for Dillian White versus Ian Lewison. With me, I've got the spirit, the knowledge, whatever you want to call him, Mr. Spencer FEARON. Spence, how are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. Even better for talking to you, Sonny, man. You know what I mean? Very, very good seeing you.
Looking very dapper and sharp as always.
We try. You know what we do. We try.
Fireworks at the press conference as expected.
Yeah. It was. Do you know what? Apart from the industrial language that was used by both men, it was really, really interesting, to tell you the honest truth. I've known both guys since they've been little kids, so I've actually known Ian Lewison a little bit longer than I've known Dillian White, but I got respect for both of them. I'm saying, like, as long as they go and give the best, and like the boxing fan who tunes in to watch this fight sees a real fight, because they will see a real fight, then that's all I care for.
Like you said, you've known both boys for a long time. Dillian is probably out in the press a bit more due to his fight with Joshua and being mainstream by Sky, and obviously Dillian and Ian's gone under the radar a bit with his fights in Asia. And
well, we have to be real. Ian going underneath the radar was actually Ian's own fault. Now, I remember years ago now, Ian was offered a fantastic contract by a very, very well-known promoter. I think it was like 100 grand back in the day. Like, he's 35 now, so we'd have to go back maybe 15 years ago. He was like 20, 21, 22, around about that age. He was offered like 100 grand sign-on bonus. Turned it down, lost in the ABAs to Dominic Ekalade, right? And then when he lost in the ABAs, that contract fizzled out. And then I think since then, but we have to say, if you're looking at skill-wise and pedigree, on pedigree, or for the back of pedigree, the better boxing pedigree has been attained by Ian Lewison. He's a man that beat Solis in the amateurs, knocked him out. Solis went on to win the Olympic gold medal. You know what I mean? He's a man that had boxed for England at a time when you had good guys on the squad, like Amir Khan and the rest of those boys on the squad. So we'd say the better pedigree is actually Ian Lewison. However, unfortunately, his pedigree hasn't shown in his desire to aptitude of training hard and stuff like that. It hasn't. Do you know what I mean? Dillian White, on the difference is Dillian White's always been touted as a fighter. Dillian just likes to fight. Do you understand? Seriously. So you'd say, like, but the better general boxing, you'd favour Ian Lewison with a better boxing.
But don't you think there's only so much you can look into amateur pedigree?
No, because I'm saying who's come from the better pedigree.
Okay.
So who would know, like, ring generalship a little bit more? Who would know, like, the punch dexterity in a larger array? Then I would say I would favour Ian Lewison when it comes to throwing the shots, putting the shots together. When it comes to fighting ability, then I'm saying, like, I'm going with Dillian White, because Dillian White can fight. We've proven that, and he can hold a shot. He can take a decent shot. He took some hellacious shots against Andy Joshua before going over and carried on fighting. So if you think about that, when it comes to that, then you would favour Dillian White. And if you look at Dillian White's body now, his body looks different now as well. Like, he's properly taking his job as what it is. He's taking it very, very passionately.
Obviously, I know you're not a betting man, but Dillian White is a big favourite in the fight. If you did have to make a prediction, what way would you swing?
Yeah, if I had to make a prediction, then I would have to make a prediction for Dillian White to win this fight. But this is not an easy fight, for the simple fact that this reminds me, when you got two men that know each other, we're looking on paper, there's going to be a gulf, because one man is living his potential, and next man is supposedly trying to achieve his potential, right? Now with Dillian White, this fight reminds me of, was it 2002? One of my dear friends, Danny Williams, fought Keith Long for the British title. Keith Long had 9 fights. I think he had 1 draw. Yeah, he had 1 draw, 1 loss, and 7 wins. He fights Danny Williams, who was world ranked at this time, right? And this was 2002. 14 years for the time when these boys fight next month. And it was like, it was kind of, we were being cynical about it. Well, it's an easy job because Danny Williams has this much experience over it. But when you know someone you've been in the gym, the gulf goes away, because the fear factor is that you've actually been in, when you tasted his punches, you sparred with him, so you're not that afraid anymore. And I think this may be the case for Ian Lewison. But whereas on the rules, when you talk about street stuff, Dillian's real.
Yeah.
So
as you see up there, you fancy it.
Yeah, exactly. Dillian's real. Like when Dillian's saying, like, "I'll come to your house," that's real talk, right? Even though we would say it, he ain't gonna turn up at his house, but we would say it because we know. So
I wouldn't put it past him, to be fair.
Nah, neither would I. But I've known Dillian longer than you, so I don't think he would actually. Push comes to shove, I don't think he would. If he didn't turn up at Stormzy's house, he's not going to turn up at mine. And he knows where Stormzy lives as well, right? But it's all love with Stormzy as well. So I'm saying that if I had to put anything down there, then you're going to favour Dillian White. But this is going to be a very intriguing fight because the golf is not a golf as we think it is because Dillian's relatively a baby in boxing himself. Do you understand? Right. So it's going to be interesting, man. I mean, I can't wait for this fight.
Elsewhere in the heavyweight division, there's a bit of shocking news, I'd say, that Fury versus Klitschko is off again. There's a number of reasons flying about why Fury has pulled out the fight. What have you made of the whole situation?
Pardon me?
What have you made of the whole situation?
I feel really sad. I feel really sad for Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight in the world. I've said this on numerous occasions. Don't think I'm just jumping on. And I think it's sad for the fact that people are not getting behind or haven't got behind Tyson Fury. And I do put a lot of that down to many reasons. There's a thing like if you don't look like us, you've got to sound like us. Do you understand? Tyson Fury is of travelling stock. He's a traveller. He's from the travelling community. And I think there's a bit of classism that has incited why people have turned against him. Not only just the things he says, but I just think it's classism. And I really do feel sad for him. And people talking, attributing things to mental illness or anything else like that. I'm saying this here. I'm supporting Tyson Fury regardless, right? Everyone knows, like, I'm a fan of boxing. And if you ever sit down and see or speak with Tyson Fury, you'll realise that there's no nicer human being. He's a very, very nice guy. And I wish him, whatever he's going through, I just wish him all the best.
Do you think that if Tyson Fury wasn't himself as much, obviously he is himself, he never tries to be anything else, do you think if he put on a bit of a show and pretend to be someone he was not, that the media would give him less hate?
Well, you know what, it's like, you have to understand, like, when you're dealing with the media, right, media don't report facts. Do you understand? Media just report what they have to report, but they're not being factual to it. When things going to be a fact, what they're telling you, they don't tell you facts. Now, I'm saying, like, get to know the man. If you get to know the guy, like I know him and I know his people around him, they're good people. And I think also Tyson Fury should be commended for loyalty. Well, at a time when things weren't going too well for Mick Hennessy, never no TV dates or anything else, he stayed loyal to Mick Hennessy. So I think we should rate him for the fact that he showed loyalty. When people were throwing big checks at him, "Oh, come with us, come with us." And he said, no, I'm going to do what I'm doing, but I'm staying with Mick. So off of the back of those kind of things, I'm saying, I commend Tyson Fury. I just wish whatever he's going through, that if he has got something to recover from, that he has a speedy recovery.
Same here. All the best to Tyson. Another, obviously, heavyweight fighter that you know well, Dillian knows well, Anthony Joshua, fighting up in Manchester in November.
Yeah, but we don't know who's going to fight, right?
Hughie Fury's the name that's been mentioned.
Hughie Fury's name's been mentioned, but I don't think he hasn't signed a contract. Allegedly, I've heard from good sources that he's kind of priced himself out of it. I heard that Joseph Parker's name was being muted. I've heard that Pulev, his name has been muted as well. And I think Pulev would be an excellent fight for Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua needs more progressive learning fights, and I think that would be a step in the right way. If you give him Parker, because Parker's not known to the British public, it'd be better that Parker comes over here and fights somebody like David Price, and if he could be victorious against David Price, then we could build his name off of the back of it, right? But if he just comes over now, and then Joshua, I believe, will do a number on Parker. If he does a number on him, we can say, well, we just brought over someone else. But if you understand, like, over in the other side of the Pacific, Parker's very, very renowned. He's a good fighter, but I still think that Anthony Joshua would bash the living daylights out of him.
Another name that was mentioned was Takam. Not really sure what to make of that one. Not seen much of him myself.
No, but Takam's still very good. His game is durable. I think right now, the plan that Eddie Hearn and the Matchroom team have is to get Anthony Joshua as much experience as it is, because then when you're talking about mega fights, against maybe him versus Tyson Fury or him versus
David
Klitschko. or him versus Deontay Wilder, they are mega fights. Financially, it's ridiculous how much money he can make. So it's about getting him ready for that, and then once you let him off the leash, you let him off the leash.
Once you're at that level, you can't really step down, can you?
No, you can't go back. Right now, it's okay because he didn't. Not saying that Andy Joshua's not a world champion. He owns a version of the world title, and like boxing is now fragmented, and it's not like the old days where you had the lineal champion. We got the lineal champion. The lineal champion is actually Tyson Fury, even though he's being stripped. He's still the lineal champion, right? And then you've got the subsidiaries of other champions who are around. What Andy Joshua fought for a world title, but it was kind of given to him, right? Now, build him up, because I really do believe that Andy Joshua's going to be around for a very long time, but he needs to set the right fights at the right time.
Right then, well, exciting times ahead for the heavyweight division.
Yeah, well, Sonny, keep on doing what you're doing, man. I just like you're everywhere now, and like everyone knows, like I've known you for a little kid. And Darren Hamilton tried to say that it was him that bought you those trainers. You remember, we went to the shops, I was the one that bought you those trainers. Just remember that, all right?
I remember that, don't worry about that.
Thank you very much.
Right then, well, Spencer FEARON.
Nice one, yeah?
The spirit, the knowledge, the trainer buyer, as now known. Thank you very much for the TV.
Bet every week with Offer Club from William Hill. Simply stake a total of £20 or more across the week on pre-match football accumulators with 4 or more selections, and you'll get a £5 free bet on the Friday. Join William Hill Offer Club on mobile or online now.